yesterday night on X. Yeah, it was yesterday night. I don't know, early this morning. I saw Frankly Speaking with Glory. She tweeted on X, or like posted on X, about the Ndine. So I still didn't get the full picture because she was talking about how an aunt was trying to, she was like, if it's harsh, she's not gonna take that. So I now later watched the video about that, and I understood where those write-up were coming from, how the Ndine do, the aunt and the niece, how the aunt is like on the niece, like treating the niece in an unfair or irrational way. That's like their family, so you have to be careful when you're putting out inside family issues, where it's almost like the Chinne, that is the aunt, is like talking down and demoralizing the nne. You get. So I now watched Zinwei's that is Zion and Chinwe's diary session, and Chinwe seems to be saying almost the same thing that Frankly Speaking with Glory said in her video, where it's looking like the aunt is being unnecessarily impulsive to the niece. Meanwhile, the niece seems to be like an easygoing and understanding personality, but the aunt seems to want to impose her presence even when it's not needed. In fact, Chinwe even said the woman is Wahala woman because they were having issues on how to dry their, like, where to dry their clothes. You know, obviously there are plenty in the house, so when they do laundry, space for drying out the clothes, that the aunt, that's the Chinne, was using dry clothes to sustain space for clothes that she has not even washed, which I kind of understand. You know, relating it to living in a compound in real life. I remember there was a compound I lived in. We used to have that issue. Like, we just had one line. It's not like we had so many lines, but that one line is very important because the sun seems to hit on that space. So when you dry your clothes quick, when you dry your clothes, it dries out quick. So Chinwe was saying that she wanted to confront the Chinne, but Zion, you know, Zion is that cougar. And you know, the relationship between the Zinwe, I like the duo because it's almost like fire and ice. Yes, Chinwe is the fire, while Zion is the ice, and they synchronize. Honestly, they do well together because you could see at some point there are some things she was trying to say to begin the diary session, and Zion was patting her like she could, like, you know, or like it's you, and Zion is always stepping in to like fix things quickly, maybe when Chinwe, because Chinwe seems to be, you know, hot-headed. Yeah, she has that vibe. So Zion seems to be the peacemaker, so he quickly comes in and step in to diffuse whatever it is. So basically, if the viewers are actually not liking or comfortable with the aunt, that is the Chinne, her actions towards the niece or so, I think then, auntie, I understand that this girl grew up in front of you, and that's the thing with parents. They never see you more than a child. You are always a child. If you like marry, have your own children, they still just see you as a child. But I just pray that the Chinne will like calm down a little bit. Yes. So moving on to Ria's diary session, and that's why they say different strokes for different folks. Now Shanturia were talking, that is Victoria and Shaun. They were saying how firm the heads of house are, that's the Indini. But I remember Zion and Chinwe, I think especially Zion also, was saying that those heads of house were lenient and all of that. And Chinwe is the one who is interested in head of house title. Zion is not, because Zion knows the head of house title comes with responsibility. That was what Shaun was saying, that you could tell that Zion seems to be cool, no, not interested as such, but Chinwe is the one, and Chinwe is clamoring for that head of house title because of the privacy. And Shaun said that was the reason why he didn't vote for them, because people, I know, normal diary session, he asked different questions, and that's the reason why he didn't vote for them, because he wanted to know that he's cool with Chinwe, he's very cool with Chinwe, but that Chinwe has some kind of tendencies that he knows that as a head of house, he doesn't know if those characters of hers will fade off when she becomes head of house, or she will carry something like that she talks over people, she's very outspoken, obviously, But he does not know how that will play if she's the head of house. And the fact that he asked her why she wanted to be head of house, she said she wanted privacy for herself and Zion. For him, that was a no-no, and so he left even the voting, the balloting for Victoria. He said he didn't want to. And there's something, anytime I'm looking at Victoria and Shaun, that's the Shantoria, they look like couples that are in a couple therapy. Like they're about to divorce, so they're trying to do couples therapy to see if they can save the marriage. Who sees the same thing? Do you know, it wasn't a breath of fresh air when at some point they actually laughed. And I'm like, oh, thank God. They are so stiff, and you could just tell that these two people, are they really friends from the outside? Because I'm beginning to doubt that they are so-called friendship, because they look to me like two different people. They hardly ever agree on anything. Yeah, because there was a question that Big Brother threw at them, the Shantoria, and Victoria said a different thing, and Shaun just came and countered the thing almost immediately. Like, are these people really friends in the outside? Because when you look at friendships like that of the Nelita or the Flourish, you could see that there's this synchronization. There is this, even the better, yeah, you could see these trees, you could see that there's this synchronization where I look at my friend and I cannot really predict perfectly what my friend will. But Shantoria, I don't see that connection, honestly speaking. I don't know, correct me if you see the connection, tell me in the comment section. Honestly, the moment they walk in, it's almost like there's no, they are two different, probably their level of exposure or upbringing. I don't, but even at that, if you guys are friends, there's how you just manage to, but that's by the way. So he said he left the choosing for her, but then by next week he's going to be part of those choosing and all of that. So basically that was it. Their diary section was just as plain as it has always looked to me. Their diary session has never really, at the beginning it was weird to me, but I think gradually now we're all getting used to that cool vibe coming from the so-called Shantaria group. Some people are saying it might be a strategy, some people are saying it's real, but Victoria honestly to me seems so down. She seems, even she though these few days after the nomination, the first week nomination, okay, I think what even brought about that argument was when she said that they all thought that it was going to be a fake eviction. So he was now saying, you thought, like, okay, that's by the way. After last week of the real eviction was for real, you could tell that Victoria sort of step up, in as much as she's still there